Okay. That works. That works. I have to go here. Perfect. Find and activate. I don't know why it doesn't do that automatically. I'm curious. Take a little bit for it to work. Which I did already. Going through hell. Okay, there you go. There you go. That should be fine. Then I go here and I remove this. And then I activate. What's I gonna do? That thing. No, it doesn't activate automatically. That's the thing. Weird. Go. Let's see. General. Promo. Activate that. Oh god. Wait. Funny enough, I'm starting this off, but of course, my pooper decides I want to leave. Okay. Control V, I suppose. Alright. I didn't need to kind of create like a beginning, so I'll be right back in case things like this happen. Alright, I'll be right back. If anybody joins, I will be back in a moment. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that even stopped him. Oh my god. I gotta figure out how to do that. But just take it off. Anyways, welcome. Thank you for joining the stream. And excuse that time away that I've had. I let the little ones, aka the little puppers, go out and use the restroom. But 'tis not important. We will move on to the actual game. So, that being said, I missed us again. There you are. Let's go back to the town of Scarlet Hollow. Mm-hmm. It's gonna go away after a bit. Okay. There you go. Set it up. That is removed till sunrise. Perfect. Good morning, evening, or afternoon, whomever ends up watching this video. It's a pleasure to see you all once again and mark our path. Speaking to you in the town of Scarlet Hollow. So for the 3 chapters that we've experienced, we ended up visiting Scarlet Hollow, visiting our cousin due to the death of our aunt. We got to explore a little bit about the town, figured out that there were a couple of cryptids that actually did exist, like the ditchlings, whom tried to steal Gretchen, a little pug, an elegant little pug, but we were able to save her, but at the cost of somebody else. We ended up hearing the knob knockers, I believe is what they're called, when we went to go take care of the mine that we were staying at, or that our cousin works at, only to discover that there was a emblem or a weird symbol down there that just made us relive events that occurred back then. And then in the last episode, yeah, there you go. In the last episode, we basically delved deeper into the history of what Scarlet Hollow has, as well as the history of our family. Because while going on a ghost hunt, we got taken into a realm where a lover of our great grandmother, I believe, or great great grandmother, was murdered by her due to what it seems like the request, or I suppose demand, of her dad. And that is one of the reasons why I guess the Scarlets have a negative view in general of things. But we will continue on what happened. We did sacrifice a bit of our lives, so we're not going to be as strong from what I understood. But we'll see what happens after that. So let us continue down the road to Scarlet Hollow. Yeah, let's go for a full recap. Or a recap of episode 3. Why not? Yeah. Dustin and Dustin Mom. Learn a little bit more about the squatter. To Janie, who wanted us to talk to her husband, which was a pastor. Tabitha doesn't like the conversations. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Oh, morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Umi has a key if you'd like to keep Miles company. Tabitha, will just be a minute. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Omi Hazakinu, aren't you? My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. The policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. Daddy. Tabitha stops in front of a small house on a quiet hill just off Mead Street. Garnets own most of the houses out here. We rent them out to employees. Just more convenient, you know? Your cousin pulls out a heavy set of keys from her pocket. She picks out one marked with a bright strip of green tape and unlocks the door. Come on in, don't worry, it's empty. Yep, he's a dog. And judging from the series of portraits lining the wall, Tabitha wasn't pulling your leg. Every mayor of Scarlet Hollow, in living memory, has also been a dog. You can tell this dog is a mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Yeah. Before you can catch up to your companion, you're interrupted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Sounds like old Gretchen and may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it your Umi has a Kinu? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. Basically, is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spent all his time confined in his studio. Scarred canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches alike leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Foolish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, but kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out, and a roll of spaghetti and light salad. Mika anxiously picks out her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense. His shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to him. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. So we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week. Well, Umi Hazakinu is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark room. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in a basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends. Oh, he stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Suddenly says Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay. Asking Kanika's startle as the door swings open. Seems I made it just in time. Let's get this show on the road. I don't have all night. Oh, this this is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Dana pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown. I'm going for it. Wait, do you hear music? Movement stirs as the figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Stella? There you are. I would have found you sooner, but Resident clearly doesn't want to be here. It doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. One of you must forfeit. It doesn't matter which. Bullshit. I, I hope I didn't come too late. It wants something, doesn't it? And I think you know which of you should volunteer. You must be joking. Take a step towards the light. Sybil is right here. Please don't do this. You wordlessly step into the spotlight. Sorry, I can't talk right now. See you later. He hurries off down the road. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight about what's happened to you, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone should use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. Maybe just swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon. You and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Umi Hazakino. She's hitting on me, isn't she? Anyways, you don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest at the expense of unknown years of your life. The specter of the night's events will linger over you for every day you have left. A grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life. Or maybe things will only get worse from here. Let's wake up. You open your eyes, it's a new day, and you feel like shit. You were hoping some of your strength would return to you after a good night's sleep, but you feel just as drained as when you dug yourself out of the shallow grave. Your limbs are heavy, and your heart struggles to keep up with your movements. You feel like you've lost something that was important to you. I did what had to be done. I don't care what happens to me. I made the right decision. I'll do it again. What have I done? Oh, this was worth it. This is great. I can't wait. I can't wait to finally be dead. Fuck. Life goes on. What happened yesterday, and 2 days another day. I have no strong opinions of what happened last night. I don't care what happens to me. I made the right decision, and I'll do it again. Yes, you did what had to be done. Who knows what would have happened had you left that ghost behind to fester. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine, but your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hey, just wanted to check in. Hope you're doing a little better. Also wanted to ask, have you heard from Stella? Check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. Let's text her. That was my favorite cryptid hunter. Wait for a few minutes. Your message sits undelivered. Everyone had a rough night. She's probably still shaken off. Yeah, but I don't love that she's out there somewhere by herself, considering all the shit that's been going down. We should look for her, right? Come to town when we should stick together. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. Of course, gotta visit Dustin. You open the drawers. They both have bread now. Cuban is back. Smell old now. Maybe change mind about eating us? Could be end up Dustin and Dustin, Mom. I would never eat you. I love you. Dustin, Mom know better than to trust. When push comes to shove, survival more important than friendship. Dustin, Mom spent too much time outside. It's different inside. There's enough bread for everyone here. No need to eat, friends. Dustin still have childhood innocence. Hope Dustin get to keep that innocent forever. Is your glass house still has this water? Tried to reclaim Glass House last night, but asshole squatter too big and strong. Dustin mom stand no chance. Might have to live in Dustin house forever. Human big and strong too. Probably more big and strong than asshole squatter. You fight, give Dustin mom Glass House back. Hit me for you, Dustin. I'll do my best, but no promises. Fight someone or fight something. I'll see what I can do. No way, I'm not brave enough skin to fight with some creepy squatter. Hear how rustically charming they are. I'm busy, Dustin. I'm not accepting quests from a possum. I'll do my best, but no promises. Squatter have sharp things on head. Human, be careful, but Dustin mom would be eternally grateful to human. Dustin too. I should get going. Okay. That's that. Check the closet. Hey, doll, you're almost falling off. Make your way to the closet. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point since your most recent visit. But your long dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. You know, and judging by the residue that was left behind, you're pretty sure you know the culprit. That means he was in your room. But was he there while you were out the previous day? Or did he enter while you slept unaware just a few feet away? Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Take a shower. Might as well take a shower before starting the rest of your day. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The hot water soothes your aching joints. Despite the state of the bathroom, this shower is a good place. As it rinses your body clean, you think about the door in the clinic. You're still drawn to it even now. You'll be going back there today, you're sure of it. Think about the specter of an early death that now hangs over you. Think about the afterlife. It's undeniable, real at this point, and what you've seen is terrifying. Think about Stella running off last night. Hopefully she's just sleeping in. Think about Duke. Scrub furiously trying to escape the memories from your skin as if they're part of the dirt that coats you. Think about Sybil's warning. Think about Wayne and whether you're truly alone. Think about someone special. Think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. Please, Stella, because that would be the most concerning thing. Everything makes sense, but it's always about the people that you're around, right? You're done here. Let's go. Hey, what's up? It's going well so far. How are you doing, Myra? What's that? That's pretty cool. What you guys doing? What you playing? You find her in the kitchen, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. They're striking this week of all weeks, as if I didn't have enough on my plate already. And, oh, okay. Well, appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. But yeah, did you have a good day overall? Because his posture is unsurprisingly much tenser than usual, it's possible the strike is even worse than she thought it would be. It probably won't be long before she bolts out of here. Talk about the strike, talk about what happened last night. I can't get a hold of Stella. Very nice, very nice. I do play different kinds of games. I think right now, at least at the start, I'm kind of more drawn into like the light novels or the story-rich kind of, I guess, light novel games. Because I played Vampire Therapist before this. I did play a little bit of Ori on stream. Still love that game because of the music and the movement is very fun. But I'm planning on playing other games as well. In Sound Mind is another game that I played. I'm just trying to figure out what exactly my flow would be. How about you? What games do you play? Yeah, that way still can. Probably should get going now, right? What happened last night? Ah, nice. Do you have like a favorite that you like tend to go back to, or is it just whatever like calls your attention that day? I can't get a hold of Stella. Do you think she's all right? I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. Talk about what happened last night? Talk about the strike. Happened last night, I guess. Yeah, let's talk about what happened last night. Sure. I don't mind it. Let me see. I'll probably have to check my chat in general. I wouldn't mind. I know I'm barely starting off, so I don't know how seriously I'm going to be taking this, but I do know how important at least having like a beginning screen, what's it called? Beginning screen, and I'll be back screen, and probably an ending card would be. I'm not too familiar with those kinds of things, so if anything, I wouldn't mind like looking into it and hearing what your, what's it called, price range would be, if that was the case. And Discord username is just basically the, I think the username that I have right now, which is mark our path. And welcome. Sure, she's just pressing what happened last night. We were no okay, so ghosts are real. I still can't get over that. Sorry about last night. We should have left. Do you regret what happened to me last night? I didn't think making a deal with a ghost would feel so physically bad. I thought I was making a metaphorical trade. Feels good, doesn't it? Getting rid of something our family left behind like that. No, it's not? Give me a second, then. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you said Discord, right? Yeah, Discord. My bad. I had a brain fart. Give me a quick second. Well, I'm just basically marked as Umi Hazakino, but I will write it down right now. Yeah, I had a brain fart. For some reason, I was thinking that. I was thinking, what's it called? I'm having a brain fart again. About Twitch. I don't know why. Sorry about last night. We should have left. No. So those are real. I still can't get over that. Making her feel bad about it isn't not something that I'd probably go do. Apologizing for last night is like, no, I made the decision, so it's not something to feel bad about. Okay, appreciate it. Okay. There you go. Appreciate it. I didn't think making a deal with Ghost would feel so physically. Talking about that would probably make her feel worse. I think 3 of these would make her probably feel worse about situations, so talking about it nonchalantly would be the best outcome, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah. Still can't get over that. So close to real, I still can't get over that. I can. What does that actually change about anything? You're a Scarlet. You were probably going to die young anyways, and I still have a mind to run. I didn't think we could do with. I guess making a joke out of it would probably be good. Maybe. Yeah. You have no one to blame for this but yourself. I wanted to leave. You refused. Who just goes and makes a deal with an angry ghost? Why would anyone do something like that? Talk about the strike. Kenai, how are you feeling about the strike? You can be honest with me. You seem tense about this. That's why the ditchlings are here. They were predicting the strike. Usually I'm pro-union, but do you know what the strikers even want? You probably should have seen this coming. Just given what they want, Tabitha, it's the right thing to do. No use fighting the inevitable. As far all of them, I'm sure it'll be easy enough to pick up the pieces. I can't believe the gall of these people. For everything you've done for this town. Nah. Really difficult spot right now with everything else going on. Something mundane at the strike. How are you feeling about the strike? You can be honest with me. You seem tense about this. Yeah, you seem tense about this. I think I'll go that direction. I mean, wouldn't you be? This isn't just my livelihood. The mines are the lifeblood of the town. Where do you think people get money to spend at the general store? I've been ready for something like this to happen at some point, but it doesn't mean that things won't get ugly. That's why the Darklings are here. They were predicting the strike. Do you know what the strikers even want? I haven't seen a list of demands. I'm sure it's just the usual. I promise you that if any of one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. So that's why the ditchlings are here. Usually I'm pro-union. You probably should have seen it coming. You're in a really difficult spot right now. Yeah, I am. Hopefully it'll all be over soon. So that's why ditchlings are here. They're predicting the strike. I don't know why I'm joking about it, but I am. Those doughy things we saw in the library yesterday? Look, I get it. There's weird stuff happening right now, but let's not get muddy something. Let's not muddy something as mundane as a strike with the supernatural. They're two entirely different things. Yeah, oh, I want to mention the other things. I guess talking about selling it. Yeah, let's go for that. If the mine's in trouble, you should just sell it and sell the estate. Get out while you still can. Tabitha bristles. I'm not giving up just like that. This is Scarlet Mine. I'm not just going to cash out on her family's legacy. I'm bringing the mine back to life one way or another. Remain silent. Telling her to get going, it's just kind of like, I don't want to talk to you. Get lost. I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe. No more hijinks. But let me know if you get in trouble, okay? Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. I always talk to Frou Frou. She will hate us, but always talk to Frou Frou. You walk over to the cat. C'est toi. C'est toi? Où est-ce où tu maintenant? Wait, there is something different with you. Have these years finally caught up to you? Will you ever let me pet you? Do you know anything about the stone carvings scattered around town? Me for not talking to possums who live in my drawer. They're my friends, and if anything bad ever happened to them, there would be hell to pay. I'd respectfully do pro. I'm here to deal with ghosts. I'm old now. Every day that we open our eyes, we are making a deal with life. All of us are stones on the shore, weathered a little more each day by the relentless tides of time. Excuse my accent. That was just horrible. But anyways, we will all be ground to dust by an uncaring universe. But that is the beauty of life. I missed you last night, Frau. That makes one of us. Let's see. Thanks for not attacking the possums that live in my drawer. Of course, you would consider those rats to be your friends. I will not dirty my claws with their diseased flesh. Not respectfully. She scoffs, her tail twitching with annoyance, but you can sense she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. Will you ever let me pet you? And coat my fur in your disgusting human oils? None. Do you know anything about the stone carvings scattered around? The stone carvings scattered around town? I am not here to be your commentator. Chien detective, je suis un chatte. I am here to watch you flail about in the darkness. I am not here to provide answers to whatever mysteries confound your feeble American mind. Maybe Frau, good talk. She scoffs as you turn away. Feel up with a quick BB&J? Stella's MIA? Who knows when you'll get the chance to eat? And who knows just how much your new affliction will affect your appetite. You make yourself a PB&J in anticipation for the long day ahead of you. And that's that. Investigate the garden. Whatever kicked out Dustin's mom is in the garden right now. You'd better look into it before you head into town. The air is chilly today. The overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds. Investigate the greenhouse. You start carefully picking your way through the underbrush. It doesn't take much effort to find a path. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. Talk to animals. The glass house, one could say. You step towards the door. It's sealed shut by a lock, and you catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. It was a goat. So this is Dustin's mom's squatter. Talk to the goat. So this be Dustin's true enemy. Pick a menu option that requires. Oh. Let's see. Where did you come from? Hey, whoever you are, there's an opossum that would like to leave. She was here first. It's her house. Guess I'll leave you too. What's your name, little guy? Goat. What are you doing in the greenhouse? Human put me here. Can't complain. It's pretty sweet digs, honestly. Stays nice and warm. No. Warm. And there's plenty to eat, too. Did a human have a brown coat and big boots? Coat like what fur? Nah, not brown fur. Yellow fur. Just on the top like all you humans. Don't know what boots there are. Can't help you there. Where did you come from? Farm. Used to live with other guys like me. Kinda miss them. But not that much. Don't gotta share anymore. Whoever you are, there's an opossum that would like you to leave. She was here first. This is her house. Don't want to leave. I live here now. She can deal. Time to lock. It looks sturdy. You'll need some tools if you're going to get it open. Maybe Stella or Kanika could lend a hand later. Guess I'll leave you to it then. See ya. Or not. It's a wild world out there. What up, Ebony? Weirdo. You've investigated the garden with Stella missing. It's best not to keep Kanika waiting for much longer. You've investigate the garden. Was still missing. Oh yeah. Head to the town. Time to head to town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. The birds sound muffled today. The birds sound different today. Muffled like your ears are full of cotton. The full sun shines down on the surrounding wilderness, seeming to wash the color from the world. But you're adjusting already. Your body is starting to accept the change that has come over it, to accept that this is how things will be from here on out. Keen eye. Glimpses of pale figures dot your periphery. But you haven't seen ditchlings in the middle of the day before. They're getting bolder. There we go. This one. This one. Can you spot all of them? Right there. I cannot spot all of them. Oh. I know you're still on, Myra, but yeah, no, they're really, really good designs. Really nice. It does show the personality of the streamers that's going to basically be streaming. And their interest in anime. Ebony. What you doing? No, I saw it. They're really good. I like them. I do like the use of colors. No, it seems like a lot of them are like specific anime, huh? Like Albedo from what's it? Am I forgetting the name? Overlord. And then the mixture of Gambit and Green Lantern in this kind of seems. Oh god, my pupper's trying to lick my face. As you continue to trek to town, Ebony, stop. Go take a seat. Go lay down. Love you, girl, but calm down. Alright. As you continue to trek to town, you pause to stare out at the mountain range beyond the holler, contemplating a world that's blissfully unaware of the danger threatening the citizens of this tiny town. The world outside feels less real with each passing day, as the strange reality of what's happening in Scarlet Hollow gently uproots what you'd always taken to be the truths of our world. Your everyday worries seem distant, overshadowed by a fear and dread that hasn't stopped building up since the moment you stepped off that bus. Sounds like a plan. I'll message you when I have the time, because I know right now streaming, and then I'm gonna go to bed right afterwards since it's like gonna be 3 in the morning, or it's barely gonna be 2 in the morning, but alright, it's 1 in the morning. Bleh. But yeah, it's gonna be 1, and I'm planning on going to bed around 3, so hopefully at the end of this act or chapter. It isn't long until your journey from the estate is over, and you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Umi Hazakinu, you made it down the hill in one piece, thank God. I didn't realize there were so many of those ditchling things around, or I would have driven up to get you. I can't believe they're outside during the day. It feels wrong. How are you doing? I mean, I know you got oldified, so I assume not great. Much better now that I'm with you. I'm mostly just worried about Stella right now. I feel better when we find her. Tired of being old is hard. Excited mostly. I can't wait to find out what horrors we'll witness today. I'm keeping it together, you. I'm not feeling much of anything right now. How about you? Doesn't matter how I feel. We've got work to do. Nah, I'm mostly worried about Stella right now. I'll feel better when we find her. I'm sure she's okay, but yeah, the peace of mind would be nice. So how are you mentally? I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today, but she'll finally shed some light on the ghost sound. Leave with Stella, we should always just chill. I'm sure Stella would be fine. There's someone manning the general store while we go look for Stella. I was kind of surprised you reached out to me after all the issues between you and Tabitha. Guess we should get started. So how are you mentally? That's a great question. My concept of how the world works is being shadowed a little more each day, so that's cool. Every day I feel more and more like I need to get out of the town before it swallows me whole, but I also keep feeling like there are too many reasons to stay. Like right now, I can't leave until I know Stella's okay. With her folks gone, the only people she has are her friends. And as her bestie, I can't just let her go running off into the woods to get eaten by Bigfoot. And my mom is so chill right now, it's driving me nuts. She's not giving me any answers about the shit she pulled last night. It's just weird. Anyway, thanks for asking. Ranting helped. I appreciate you pressing me on it. Mom was the one who told us about dish things. If she's been tight-lipped, it's probably for a good reason. Your mom is definitely a witch. Seems like a nice lady. You're being too hard on her. Probably for a good reason. I'll go for the second one. Your mom was the one who told us about the ditchlings. If she's been tight-lipped, it's probably for a good reason. I guess you're right. We wouldn't be investigating anything if she didn't tell us what to look for, even if it sounded like a bunch of New Age nonsense at the time. Your mom is someone's. The ghost, huh? Is that Stella? We could always just chill. I'm sure Stella would be fine. Kinda surprised you reach out to me after all the issues between you and Tabitha. You sacrificed years of your life to exorcise a ghost for people you hadn't met until, what, 2 days ago? That kind of outweighs whatever ongoing feud I have with your cousin. And I'm not going out there alone, because the last thing I want is to go missing while looking for someone who went missing. We do everything in groups from now on. I'm supposed to meet your mom at some point. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on some things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's going to read your future, fortune. Ugh, your fortune. I should probably stop making fun of her whole New Age mystic vibe. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. Still, there'll be plenty of time for tea after we've looked for Stella. So Ghost, huh? Yeah, Ghost, I don't know about you. Ghost. I don't know about you, but I'm currently staving off a massive existential crisis about the state of matter and what being alive means. Any idea why Stella was so upset? Being possessed seemed awful, but she's the only one who ran off. Could be a lot of things. She could have hit her breaking point stress-wise. She could have been horrified by meeting a ghost for the first time. She could be struggling with what the ghost did. But at the end of the day, I have no idea. We'll just have to find her and see if she wants to stop running from it. And finally just talk things out. I guess that raises an important question. Is Stella missing because she doesn't want to be found, or did something happen to her when she ran off? If it's the first one, is finding her going to do her any good? Maybe she needs some space. Maybe she needs space, but things have been getting dangerous around here. I'd rather not take that coin flip. Any leads of Stella? I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone else yet. No, none so far. She ran north last night, but that doesn't mean she didn't double back. I'm trying not to worry too much. It's possible she's safe somewhere, just not answering her phone. But I also don't want to bet on that. I guess talking about daily things could be relaxing, so maybe do that. Yeah. Someone manning the general store while we look for Stella. Mom and Miles can deal with another day while we go look for Stella. This is important. Not that the store isn't, but if something happens to her and I was spending my time minding the register, I don't think I could live with that. Guess we should get started. Yeah, we're burning daylight. Where to first? Okay, let's go to Stella's house. We should go to Cops Right. We should check in on Oscar. He's smart. Maybe he'll know what to do. Let's check out the diner. We should go to the mines. We should check out the church. Let's go to Stella's house. Definitely. I probably should have done that before getting you to come all the way down here, but to be honest, I was scared of wandering off by myself, just in case I ran into any other horrors from beyond the veil. It'd be great if this turns out to be nothing and she's just asleep in bed. You make your way towards Stella's house. The door is as pristine as any old wooden door. No bloody handprints in sight. Any telltale signs of Wayne absent. If something happened here, it didn't involve him, at least not at the front door. Mika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. She's dead. Stella died, and it's all my fault. I'm not from around here. Is it normal for people to leave their doors open? Like that? Unlocked? Yeah. Hanging open? No way, this isn't normal. We should go in, right? Screw going in there. Let's just call the call. Enter Stella's house. Yeah, we should go in. Well, I'm already old as it is. Let's go. You take a step forward and cross the threshold into Stella's house. Aside from the corner of the room dedicated to Gretchen, Stella's house almost feels like a museum. Everything's organized with a sort of tidiness you wouldn't expect from someone as rough and tumble as Stella, and only a handful of objects feel like they belong to her. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Okay, nothing unusual so far. This is a perfectly normal living room. No blood or viscera. Not even a tipped over lamp. That's good. Investigate the kitchen. Alright, kitchen first. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. The crust of the bread has gone somewhat stale, but as much as you'd expect after being left out overnight. Whoever left it here left many hours ago. It's a little messy, but it doesn't look like anything violent happened here. It's possible she came home, grabbed some food, and left in a hurry, right? Maybe she had a panic attack after being possessed, and stopped by at home to make a snack after running off to cry somewhere. That might not sound rational, but it's absolutely in character for her. Honestly, it's a relief to think that might be all that happened. A panic attack is much more manageable than rotting ghouls or parasitic doughboys. But that still doesn't tell us where she was going. Investigate Stella's room. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. No streaks of blood and pus that might belong to a certain phantom miner. He hasn't been here. You do notice, though, that her jacket is nowhere in sight. It is in her closet, and it was under the coat rack in the other room. Stella's jacket is gone. The Letterman one, it wasn't on the rack on the other room. It's not in here, and she didn't have it yesterday. Okay, I'm sold. Between this and the kitchen, she must have come home last night. Check her computer. You go check Stella's computer. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? Kaneka, what if there's a clue and we miss it? What if we don't find Stella and it's all because we didn't snoop on her computer? Stella didn't want us to snoop. She shouldn't have gone missing. I don't make the rules. Okay, but what if she's been gossiping about us to her online friends? Look, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever we can to find her. I see if a password protected before we make a fuss about it. If there isn't a password, it's almost like she wants us to snoop. You're not fun, but fine. We won't snoop on Stella's computer. Okay, you're right. Probably isn't anything helpful in there. I honestly didn't even think about how this might not be a good idea. Good call. Let me back up. Look, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we gotta do what we can to find her. Okay, fine, but I'm not going to stand over your shoulder the whole time and make sure you don't go looking for anything personal. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Check her open tabs. It would take you all day to count the number of the open tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles form from Windows Edge to Windows Edge. Her most recently opened tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a farm of cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is titled, "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads? Camera isn't shaking? This is totally staged. Clean footage and some sort of high cryptid nobody has heard of, except of your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Guys, when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Since every low budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an RG. ARG. I'm serious, I've got a ton of extra footage. Like what they've been doing to the animals in town. They're apparently some sort of bad omen like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. I believe you. Ugh, lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Sick. The thread continues into the next day. Hey, okay, so, one, this is an ARG. I would never. And two, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to the knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled Tommy Knockers Real.wave. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights? This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. Also, doughy white things and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her, or I'm going to call the mods. Locking the thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. The thread ends. Ouch. Check her search history. Check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. She came home after last night's incident. She didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related. A few series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's that. Okay, I think we've seen enough. Thank God. I love seeing someone's room before they had a chance to clean it up for company. It's a neat little snapshot, you know? This sure looks like a room. Any thoughts? It's a mess. Do you think there was a struggle in here? I don't think there was any clues here. I love seeing someone's room before they've had a chance to clean it up for company. It's a neat little snapshot, you know? Now speak for yourself. If the roles were reversed and I was missing, and you and Stella were poking around in my room unannounced, I'd be completely mortified. I will say that this is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is a computer getting a lot fancier. Ah, she still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Okay, don't think we're gonna find much else here. Let's move on. So she probably came home last night, but she left the door open and didn't tell anyone where she was going. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I thought she would have just been sleeping in or something. I can't believe she's actually missing. Where to next? Go to the cops, right? Check in on Oscar. He's smart. Maybe he'll know what to do. Check out the diner. Go to the mines. Check out the church. Oscar. I hope nothing else happens after we all went home last night. They're so brave for sleeping in the house after everything we went through. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditch things than someplace that was that haunted. Morning light streams into the library's large windows. In the bright daylight, it's once again in a place of comfort. All menace having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. No ghosts, thank God. I was not up for an encore. Can't help but overhear the murmurings of an intense conversation coming from the mayor's office. Talk to animals, or rather, the murmurings of an intense animal conversation. Investigate conversation. You start making your way upstairs towards the mayor's office. Hey, where are you going? A small gang of dogs hold court in the mayor's office. Most of the dogs quietly watch from the sidelines, but two of them, a sheepdog and a basset hound, are in heated conversation with Mayor Jimmy. Their tags read Scraps and Daisy. Pixel sits on a shelf nearby, wearily keeping an ear to the conversation. It sounds like you've all sorted this out. I don't see what you need me to do about any of it. Sorted. Things aren't sorted until this town is safe. Now we may have got the beginnings of a militia together, but there's plenty of pets out there who are still ill-informed about those being crawling out of the woods. You're the mayor. They'll listen to you. Just tell them to stay inside until it's handled. Listen, Scraps, buddy. I hear you, but the last thing we need right now is anarchy in the streets. It's no use. I told you he'd be bullheaded. He's always bullheaded. Always the sore loser, aren't we, Daisy? Things are fine. Nobody has to worry about a thing. The mayor pulls himself away from the conversation to acknowledge you. Oh, I remember you. You're the out-of-towner from yesterday, the speaker. The other dogs murmur amongst themselves for a moment, then turn to face you. I'm sorry you had to see this little display, but it can get so messy. Good doggies. Are y'all some kind of dog militia? Did I hear that right? So you're this Scraps I've heard so much about. Have any of you seen or smelled Gretchen? She and her person are missing. Gretchen really admires these Scraps. Gretchen really admires you, Scraps. Oh, she flatters me so. I'm nothing special, just another dog. Don't be so modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog other dogs listen to. It's a damn shame the humans are so charmed by that charlatan. I'm right here, Daisy. I'm well aware. You think you're so high and mighty, don't you? Just because you can sit and stay the best. As if obedience is the best quality in a leader. Have you seen or smelled Gretchen? She and her person are missing. She missing? Oh dear, Scraps. You don't think Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her? Whatever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things. A dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human at her side. Even if she's safe, I don't like the sound of this. See, Jimmy? This is the cost of inaction. Gretchen is a pillar of our community, and she's missing. What will it take for you to finally open your eyes and do something? If you wait until the last dog left in Scarlet Hollow, you're the last dog left in Scarlet Hollow, it'll be far too late to save yourself. Yes, I get it. You're all very upset, but what do you expect me to do about it? Shut down the town? What about economy? Do you even know what economy is, Jimmy? Or are you just... Or are you just throwing around fancy words you've heard the humans say? Of course! I know what economy is. I know all about economy-isms. No, good. Because I've never understood a lick of it when humans talk about economy. I just figured it was just made up word they all yell at each other when they want to stop talking, so please enlighten us. I'm not going to debase myself by playing a game of trivia, not in front of these speakers. Not so. To answer your question, we did catch a whiff right around here, and another near her house. Haven't picked up anything around town since then. Let's hope those creatures haven't already gotten to her. Can you help us find her? You've got better nose for that sort of thing. Let me know if you smell her around town, okay? Of course. Gretchen is now our top priority. Any dog that goes missing must be found, but especially her. She's a pillar of the dog community. She's been around longer than any of us. I look up to her. I won't be able to rest easy until I know she's safe at home. Are y'all some kind of dog militia? Did I hear that right? Yeah, I suppose you could say that. When the town's illustrious leader abandons his kind, it's up to us common folk to band together. Daisy, please, I'm not abandoning anybody, dog or otherwise. You're all blowing this invasion story completely out of proportion. Everything is going to turn out just fine. If everything turns out just fine, it's because the rest of us protected those who need protecting. So you're this Scrooge I've heard so much about. The one and only. And this here is Daisy, and we got a few other concerned locals with us as well. Just making sure the cats and dogs of the holler are well cared for, considering recent events. There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping out of the innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us. They're exaggerating, of course. While I've heard reports of creatures coming out of the woods, it's nothing the humans of this town can't handle. It's no secret that Daisy and Scraps are my competitors, and it's just like them to jump at the first sign of trouble as an opportunity to run me out of office. Nobody's trying to run you out of anything. We're just trying to keep the critters of the town safe. How very noble of you, but that's exactly the line you'd feed the voters if you were trying to get rid of me. Daisy and Scraps on this one. There won't be anarchy in the streets to worry about if every animal in town is taken by ditchlings. That's right, anarchy in the streets won't do anybody good. Take care of ditchlings, just give me a few days. There must be some way everyone here could work together. Trying to get to the streets would be bad for everyone, but we can't just not do anything about the ditchlings. I don't think it's a place to wait and apologize. I'll be going. Good doggies. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Ah, yes, I am a rather good boy, aren't I? You call me good dog? Daisy, good dog? Daisy tail wagged excitedly before she regains her composure. Sorry, I just love to hear it. Mr. Mayor, you should listen to Daisy and Scraps on this one. There won't be anarchy in the streets to worry about if every animal in town is taken by ditchlings. Your opinion is noted, but I've been mayor for over 14 years. I know what I'm doing. That's 14 dog years, Jimmy. If you're not going to help, the least you can do is not sniff the speaker's ass. I suppose you were right, Daisy. This was just a waste of time, but I needed to hear it with my own ears before I could really believe it. I'll save the I told you so for later. Let's go rally the others. This town won't save itself. You and the dogs exit the mayor's office and close the door behind you. You quickly turn a corner and vanish from your line of sight. You find Kaneko waiting for you in the lobby. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Kaneko sighs, muttering to herself. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying an actual conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. I guess Oscar must be in the back. I know that's where I'd be if I finally managed to unhaunt my house. Let's go. You make your way back towards the annex. It feels strange to be back here in the light of the day, as if the events of the previous evening were all just a terrible dream. This hallway creeps me out. Nika knocks on the door. Oh, good morning. It's so good to see all of you, Mihazakinu. He takes the sight of you standing in a bright corridor. Keen-eyed, his expression changes subtly, his eyebrows curving upwards with a twinge of guilt upon seeing you at his door. I hope you're doing well this morning. Please come on in. You have no idea how good it felt to sleep in our own house last night. Though I suppose I didn't do much sleeping. I mostly sat and stared at the hatch all night. Nothing happened, but the idea that something could happen was more than enough to keep me wide awake. So, what brings you here? Stella's been missing since last night, and we're trying to figure out if anyone's seen her. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? Sorry to freak out a little. I really care about her, and she's just gone, so I'm guessing doesn't know. We have no clue where she's gone. Should we be asking if she had? Sorry to freak out a little. I really care about her, and she's just gone. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. God, I feel like this is all my fault. Should have done a better job warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of the ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known she would react when she found it. But now I'm really starting to worry. It sounded like no one in town has seen her. Sorry that I can't be more helpful, especially after everything y'all have done for us. I know time is of the essence right now, but while you're here, I wanted to let you know that I'm determined to do whatever I can to help investigate what's happening to our town. I was hoping we could compare notes. It might help me narrow down where I should start my research. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods and plagued by angry ghosts. You think that was an inciting event, right? I do. That's my thought too. It was never like this in the holler before. Something must have happened that kicked off all this magic stuff. If there's a root cause for all of this, hopefully there's a way to put the genie back in its bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events, and where there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. We'll fill you in on what little we know, so you at least have some place to start. Are we sure the ghost is really gone? We've been finding these weird stone seals. I wonder if this could be the work of some sort of cult. I think there's something in the clinic. Been finding these weird stone seals. There was one in the mines and another in your basement. There might be more. These are those carvings you mentioned last night, right? To think there was something like that under my house all this time, and to think someone must have put it there. But who? Just gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Umi Hazakinu. Umi Hazakinu, didn't you say you felt something similar to the mine seal outside the clinic yesterday? I hope that doesn't mean something weird is about to happen there too. You know, I was thinking about filling that basement with cement and pretending it was never a part of this house. But if we're out here, maybe we should go down and Oscar sighs. Take a closer look at the carving seal, whatever it is. It's been bad enough going into haunted houses and abandoned coal mines at night, but there's something that feels so much worse about going down there in the middle of the day. I can't say I'm thrilled at the thought of it either, but we need to do whatever we can to start getting ahead of things. I really don't think this is a good idea. I get it, I don't want to go back there, but we have to check it out. Going down there is worth the risk. We've been seeing ditchlings in broad daylight. Sorry for the loud clap. We've been seeing ditchlings in broad daylight. I don't think we have the luxury of turning down clues. Let's go, Oscar. Conquer your fears. I don't know, ghost or no, there's still a 100-year-old corpse down there that was murdered by my Mima. Never opened the hatch again. When the ghost is gone, the carving might still be able to do something to us. We should leave it be. I don't think we have time to dig around in your basement right now. We're still on Stella Quest. Going down there is worth the risk. We've been seeing ditchlings in broad daylight. I don't think we have the luxury of turning down clues. I couldn't agree more. After everything you've done to keep my family safe the past 2 days, I'm not going to risk losing our home because I was too scared of an old stone carving. Oscar, I feel like this is a bad idea. You don't have to go down there with us. You can wait upstairs. Oscar leads you back down the familiar hallway to Rosalina's room. Oh, hey Dad. What are you all doing here in here? I'm going back down into the basement, Rosa. I'm afraid there's something down there that might help us figure out what's going on in town. It's probably best you go to the library while we... No way. If you're going down there, I'm going too. Remember what you said last night? No more secrets. We're in this together. You're right, Rosa. You can come with us. No more secrets. Am I the only person in this town who doesn't have a death wish? Just give me a moment to move all this out of the way. Oscar gets to work moving the furniture from the trapdoor, his broad shoulders making quick work of it. But before you and your companions know it, you find yourself transfixed to the trapdoor. I don't want to go back down there. It's okay, Alexis. You don't have to come with us. We can stay up here together while everyone else goes down there. Oscar opens the hatch with a menacing creak. Everybody's heart skips a beat, but none of you are swept into a ghost nightmare puppet show. The sun continues to shine, the birds continue to sing outside Rosalina's window. See, nothing. Nothing to be worried about. The slight tremor in his voice tells you he's mostly saying that to himself. Shall we? If you're sure you want to do this, I won't stop you, but I do not like the vibes I'm getting from the pit. Descend. You descend the basement stairs and find yourself in the same cold, unfinished place you were in last night. You can't shake an oppressive feeling, but whatever that feeling is, driven more by the trauma of the past night or by something more tangible, you're unsure. Well, I guess whatever we're looking for is in that pit. I guess we should take a look. Oscar walks up to the burial site, eyes winding as he peers inside. Tear into the pit. The eternally screaming remains of Charles Shaw Jr. are exactly where you left them last night, staring back up at you from empty sockets. The carving lies beneath him, the heavy cold stone acting as his coffin. Its style is more than just similar to the carving in the mines. Both stones were carved by the same artist. Charlie. Whoa, cool! Don't touch it. I'll have to call Dr. Kelly about this. We should put his body to rest. That's how these things usually go. He hasn't popped up out of the grave or decided to make any of us into puppets. Or maybe he's really gone for good. I think so. That's gonna make it a lot easier to sleep tonight. Does that mean you'll let me sleep in my actual bed? Whoa, let's give it one more night. I still don't know how I feel about you sleeping on top of that rock. What do we think? Wolves encircling a goat. It's a start. What was the carving in the mines? A circle of arms bound in chains. Interesting. I'm sure the description will be more than enough to get started. Can Alexis and I help? I want to know why someone put this creepy stuff under my room. Sure, you can help. Well, I've seen enough. Time to go. I've seen enough. Time to go. Yes, let's head back upstairs. Now that we know it's safe down here, I'll come back on my own time to do a more thorough examination. You and the others make your way back up to Rosalina's room. As soon as you're all in one place, Oscar closes the trapdoor and moves a pile of furniture back in place. So, did y'all get possessed or cursed or anything? No, but we did get to see a dead body. Hey Alexis, you want to see a picture of it? Ew. Okay. I'm not sure that's appropriate. Alexis' parents might not approve of you showing their daughter pictures of dead people. You let her watch all kinds of scary movies, Dad. It's fine. And maybe she can help with the investigation too. Yeah, it's totally okay, Mr. Gutierrez. I don't want to see it in person, but I do want to see it. Before Oscar has a chance to get in another word, Rosalina's already pulled up the picture on her phone. Wow, I can't believe you're gonna sleep in here. You're so brave. Oscar sighs. I'll be back to check in on you two in a minute. I've got a couple of things to finish up with these folks. You and Kanika follow Oscar back to the living room. So I have more than enough to get started on my research now, but is there anything else I should know about? Be sure the ghost is really gone. I wonder if this could be a work of some sort of cult. I think there's something in the clinic, which I think we talked about. That was a door yesterday, and I could feel something pulling me towards it. Right, I'd almost forgotten about everything that happened yesterday. You said there was something there that reminded you of the mines, right? I see. I'll dig up what I can on the clinic. There's a lot of history there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something haunting that place as well. Oh god, you don't think that's why Reese is sick, do you? He's been sick for years, hasn't he? If there's something supernatural causing his illness, it puts a bit of a wrench in our recency theory. It does, but maybe there's more to it than that. Maybe things being clustered so tightly together is just a coincidence. Maybe Scarlet Hollow has been weird for a long time and we're all just starting to notice. It took me back-to-back encounters with the paranormal or on consecutive nights to even consider that we might be dealing with something supernatural. I'm gonna get Reese out of there before something bad happens to him. Reese mentioned a movie night, right? It's a perfect cover for an investigation. I'm sure Reese will be fine. Break into the clinic, see what I find. He's mentioned a movie night, right? It's a perfect cover for an investigation. Who knows if that would fly with Dr. Kelly, though. After last night, I'm pretty sure she's just not going to let us anywhere near her house. If we're going to investigate a clinic, I think we're going to have to break in. No, absolutely not. It's what Stella would do, and she's been 3 for 3 this week when it comes to finding spooky stuff. She's also been 3 for 3 when it comes to finding her way into mortal peril. This is why we have to find her as soon as possible. You shouldn't fall on me to suggest we do something dangerous. I'm terrible at selling it. It's not that I don't think we should figure out what's going on in there. We just need to be cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? Burning daylight, let's set out. It sounds like you've got something to work on and we should get back to looking for Stella and turn to leave. What we're doing next, I feel like we're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella and Fest. Yeah. I agree. We need her brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. Let us know what you find. I will. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? Go to cops, check out the diner, go to the mines. Check out the church. The church? What? Do you think Stella decided to get religious all of a sudden? Talk to animals. The pastor can also talk to animals. I must speak with them. Pastor can also talk to animals. I must speak with him. Right. You mentioned this yesterday. Okay, so we could go to the church, but please don't wind up befriending him just because he shares your weird animal thing. It's bad enough that you keep bringing Tabitha around with you. I don't want to have to deal with two intensely unlikable people on a regular basis. Nika leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope towards the church. Alright, where is that weirdo? My, 3 visitors at once? On a Thursday? This is unprecedented. But there are only 2 of us. Oh no. Were we followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne? Sup, old people? No, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart. But when he does, you will regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one has seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hope maybe you or Janie had seen her? I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Though, Umi has a key now. I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. Sure, what's up? I guess I'll leave you to it while I check in on with Janie. Kanika heads off toward Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous passer. I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at one point that it must have been the Lord himself talking to me through them. But they never had anything very insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. You're not going to comment on my appearance? You saw me yesterday. A ghost cursed me last night, and now I'm old. Are we sure we're actually talking to animals? Have you been cursed? What do we suffer this fate? You met Furfu, Gretchen, Pixel? Gift why you got into the church? This is why people think you're creepy because you have the gift. Is your gift why you got into the church? It's hard to say. I was raised Baptist by 2 loving parents and I was always interested in religion. But I've also always known about my talent, so I don't know what came first. If anything though, I'd say I'm religious in spite of the gift. It hasn't actually been easy to square this with a lot of the religious educations I've had. For instance, a lot of religious leaders will tell you that only humans have souls. Well, you and I both know that's not true. So I suppose that gets into a whole different conversation about what exactly a soul is. But those are conversations that I'm glad to leave to the scholars. I'm just a simple small-town pastor. I don't need to ask the big questions anymore. I just have to help people through their daily lives. Have you met Frou Frou Gretchen Pixel? Of course I have, but I learned early on in life not to let on that I have this gift, at least while other humans are around, so I haven't spoken with any of them. Though I get the feeling Frou Frou wouldn't talk to me even if she knew could understand her. I try to befriend the alpacas when no one else is around. Emphasis on tried. They're surprisingly clicky. Besides that, I try to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one is looking. Is this why people think you're creepy because you have the gift? People think I'm creepy? But it's alright. People say all kinds of things. I just have to be patient and persistent. And I know eventually they'll understand that I can be a comforting presence in their life. Not a creepy one. Maybe if I grew a thicker beard, people would trust me more? Or maybe I should get a cool jacket? You saw me yesterday, ghost cursed me last night, and now I'm old. Oh, and here I thought you were putting on some sort of early Halloween costume. Is this about the spirit you mentioned in the library? I'm sorry I wasn't more open-minded. You've clearly been through quite the ordeal. Are we sure we're actually talking animals? Now that I know there are at least two of us, I have no doubt. There have definitely been times in my life when I thought I might just be nuts. But it's so consistent, and I've never exhibited any other signs of insanity. In my most doubting moments, I have considered the possibility that other entities may be using animals to confuse my faith. But besides a particularly vicious hamster growing up, that most an animal has ever tried to convince me to do is give them more food. So I somehow doubt they're puppets for some otherworldly evil, unless that otherworldly evil wants me to overfeed my pets. Can express how much of a relief it is to finally meet someone else like me. I don't think the two of us sharing the gift means we're friends. I hope you know that this means the two of us are bonded for life. Best friends! Nobody else understands what it's like to be us. Does Janie know? Great. The person I met who shouldn't be telling is a weirdo, just weirdo. Does Janie know? No, I don't believe there should be secrets between man and wife, so I'll have to tell her one day, but there hasn't been a good time yet. Building a life in Scarlet Hollow has been a difficult process, and the last thing I need to do is add the stress of her husband being some kind of circus act. Tulip, on the other hand, I'm starting to have my suspicions that she might share this gift. There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them. He's interrupted by the sound of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush at the edge of the property. Tulip, come out here. Come out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back in the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good, or are we going to skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry, I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over. It looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. How big a trash dump we're talking? Would a weekend of hard work clear it out? Can we deco this shit? That's what I want to know. Maybe if you had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. What were you saying about the church rats? Ah, yes, the rats. So you and I are used to the sort of chatter we hear from wildlife. There's usually nothing that needs to be paid attention to. But these rats, there's something so sinister about them. And they might be huge, judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Tulip had never shown evidence of the ability before. She'd never responded to alpacas or engaged in conversation with birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it the way I did growing up. Because I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends. has been drawing all those pictures of them. Really ghastly things. I tried to bring it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word. Like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live out in the trash heap. And ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. I'm concerned she's going to get hurt or catch some kind of disease. What have they been saying? They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. They watch me through some unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. It's annoying but easy enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip though. She's gone quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. I'd hate to think that what they say to her when I'm not around to hear. And Janie heard them? She's not in the church very often. She's usually in town doing her job until late. And we spend our evenings in the house. It's just me and Tulip all day long. Janie knows Tulip has made some strange little friends, but thinks it's an imagination game. I was hoping I'd sort out the rat issue before she could get suspicious, but they're persistent. So I may have to hire exterminators if I can get the money for one. I hope it doesn't have to come to that. Have you actually seen them? Quick water break. Alright. Very nice. No, but I don't need to. I live in a dorm that had rats once. You never see them, but the church has all the signs of an infestation, and there's mistaking the sound of little creatures stampeding through the walls. I've left out some humane rat traps, but they're too smart for them. All it's done is waste peanut butter. And I caught a possum in one, poor thing. Possum are never very bright, but at least he got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the ordeal. Are you sure they're rats? I think so. The pastor shifts uncomfortably for a moment. I hope so. Really creepy, dude. Have you tried preventing them? Maybe Tulip's onto something. Is there anything I can do to help? Maybe we can try talking to them? You should talk to Tulip about the gift. I'm sure both of us have used some guidance growing up. Yep. Better to talk to him. You're right. I grew up with this ability. If anyone can help her understand not to engage with evil little creatures like the rats that are eating God's house from the inside out, it's me. I can handle this. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kanika walking back to the two of you. She must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we'd better get going. I hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let y'all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. Alright, thanks, see ya. Kanika turns back down the path to the town and you follow. Okay, now that we've put some distance between us and the church, what did he want to talk to you about? He didn't say anything weird, did he? Nosy aren't you? Let the man have his privacy. I just want to talk about our shared gift. In this town, it's so mean to him. He's a nice guy. Apparently made some weird imaginary friends who might want to check it out later this week. The exploration about the weird imaginary friends makes sense, especially if it's convincing Tulip, the little girl, to go into a dangerous spot. So, but to call it weird imaginary friends is kind of ignoring the fact that I've been trying to talk about the gift of talking to animals, so I think I'd have to go for the second. You just want to talk about our shared gift. Right, your weird animal thing. I still can't believe that all of the people in the world you have share that. I still can't believe that of all the people in the world you could have shared that ability with, you wound up stuck with Pastor Daniel. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? Before you can suggest your next move, you start to feel woozy. Spots form at the edges of your vision. Your legs suddenly feel unstable. Your body's setting you clear signals of exhaustion. And then it passes. Still, probably won't be long before your body needs a chance to rest. You should plan your next move wisely. I'm supposed to get tea with your mom today. Maybe she'll have some ideas. Could explore other places, but sure, we can just humor her. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. The bells of the general storm chime welcomingly as the two of you enter. Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, Mihazakinu. Hope you're sufficiently recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom. It's just that Stella's missing an eye. Stella can take care of herself, unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Umi Hazakinu about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to him. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Umi Hazakinu. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. Good thing Kanika has her mom looking out for her. She seems so tired today, and you'll probably be able to find Stella without her. Shall we? Sybil motions towards the tea room. Follow Sybil to the room. Ding. Please have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only still a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plants in the corner. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea she brought you on Tuesday. Ugh. I'll be able to do reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? The other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth? Quit yanking me around. You have something to tell me, just come out and say it. What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth? I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I had always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Perlaine was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow men. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. However, Perlaine and my mother raised by Edwardine, what happened to their mother? You know about my grandma? I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but the men, did they even exist? However, Perlaine and my mom raised by Edwardine, what happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. What do you know about my girl? Yeah, what do you know about my girl? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in the generation. The eldest died when the girls were still yet children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. I feel like I know a lot about the women, but what about the men? Did they even exist? I suppose they haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stewart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm very certain it was similar to Vivian, though. She was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it. What with skipping town and all. What happened to when my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. No, the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me, it's stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much as the thought of having a baby. Sip your tea. You take the tea and sipping it delicately. The citrusy smell is fleeting and quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. Nah. Yeah, it's basically just come out and say it. Kind of feels like it's demanding when she's trying to give me time. I don't want to force anybody to tell me stuff, and she's going to. Close your eyes and take another sip and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup empty, save for what's left of rehydrating leaves coating the bottom. Unless you're mistaken, the tea has also helped with your condition at least a little bit. You still feel aged and worn, but you're a little less tired, and a little mentally sharper than you were a few minutes ago. Oh, good. Glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now on to business. Tybalt takes a cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that all this has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may at very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy lurking in plain sight. Oh, the cat's gotta be Pixel. Maybe it's Frou-Frou? Those are the cats I know. Cat could be Tabitha, could be Wayne, Stella, Kamika, Oscar, Reese, Dr. Kelly. Cat could be Dustin. He's a possum who lives in my dresser, and I try and talk to him every day to hear his wisdom, help with his troubles. I would break my heart if he's a traitor. Cat could be Pastor Daniel. How do I know you're not the cat? Dustin is my friend. I would be heartbroken. Now everybody else is my best friend. The cat could be Dustin. Yeah. Here, I don't think you need to worry about the possum living in your dresser being the cat. You're almost certainly looking for a human enemy. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek those carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions and arm yourself with the information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Your thoughts drift to the door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. It's Gretchen. Gretchen is the right. I mean, anyways, even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compel you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can't find Stella later. Maybe you can't even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. I think I felt another in the clinic. Bad stuff always happens around them. Shouldn't seek out more of them. They'll still need to be left undisturbed. I think I felt another in the clinic. That's good. If you can find your way inside and uncover another stone, that could give you a leg up on your adversary. You'll just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. You helped last night. Why don't you come with me? You did was look for somebody to tell me to put myself in danger. Thanks, I'll let you know if I find something. I may have been able to see through the spirit's illusion, but I'm not some kind of all-powerful entity. I'm an old woman. I have trouble with my knees, and my eyesight isn't what it used to be. In most situations, I'd be more of a liability than a helpful companion. Imagine if I'd been in those mines with you, some use I'd be struggling to climb over rocks and ladders, throwing my back out from all the crouching. Thanks, I'll let you know if I find anything. Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well, and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. With a small grown-up effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. The belt of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Check in on Kanika. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. You're not going, knock on Kanika's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lay down for a while. I'm not your mom. No, Umi Hazakinu, what's up? Can I come in? I was hoping we could spend a little more time together. I need to talk to you at some point. Like, I was hoping you would join me. I could use a breather. Sing out for a minute. Can I come in? Sorry, Umi Hazakinu. My mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. Looks like you're on your own. You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. You make your way up to the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits the compulsive frequency. Ask a woodland creature how to get into the house. Quickly glance around, eyes trained on the underbrush. A flash of a striped tail grabs your eye immediately. Can I help you, Buster? Hey there, I was wondering if you were trying to break into the house at the top of the hill, how would you do it? Oh, what? Just because I got a little hands and go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? At the hill, that'll take you right up to the big flat roof thing. Sometimes the humans leave windows open up there, and I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep in their big piles of cloth. It's one of my few joys in life. He turns to leave. He says you turn back to look at the clinic. A dull throb sets into your knees. There's no way you're doing that. You have your way in. You've aged less. At least a decade since last night. You should check if Dr. Kelly can give you a checkup. You've aged a little since at least a decade in the past day. That's got to be a medical anomaly, right? Maybe you can see if Dr. Kelly can give you a check out. While you figure out a way to explore the rest of the clinic. Because she's going to be checking me out. You open the door to the clinic. It creaks loudly on its hinges. The interior feels surprisingly modern compared to its exterior, though. You can still glimpse the ornate bones of the building peeking through in the decorative molding, an overly complicated banister lining the stairway. You can feel the odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. But before it can drag you too far into the clinic, Dr. Kelly puts aside her paperwork and makes her way down the hall. Hello, can I help you? Oh, what the hell happened to you? You look like you're middle-aged. You look like you're middle-aged. You didn't look middle-aged last night. Ghost made me old. I sacrificed years of my life to exercise ghost from hospital cells last night. It's a long story. You wouldn't believe me if I told you, but I think I need to see a doctor. I was hoping you could tell me. You don't think can you help me? I don't have insurance. I think I need to see a doctor. Sure, looks like you do. It's good you came. The exam room is just to your right. Doctor directs you down a hallway and you follow her into the clinic's exam room. I'm just gonna start with some general diagnostics. But if I'd also like to do some blood work today if you're amenable to that. She presses the cold metal of her stethoscope to your chest. Have you heard from Stella? No one knows where she is. Dr. Kelly briefly removes the stethoscope from your chest. Stella's missing? This is the first time I'm hearing about it. I haven't seen her. I'll make sure to check with Reese. I know he hears from her pretty frequently. But let's finish this up first. You place the stethoscope back to your chest. I tell you, Doc, I'm old because I'm imagining it's some kind of weird disease. I don't like being poked and prodded. Will I have to pay for this? Look to me straight, Doc. How much longer do I have left? Shh. No doctor could know something like that for sure. I'll know more when I get the blood work back, but I really won't be able to give you any solid numbers. Wish I'd been able to do any diagnostics before whatever happened, so I would have something to compare this to. Is the heart murmur new? No doctor has ever said you had a heart murmur. Before you can answer, she attaches a blood pressure cuff to your arm, inflating it with a few quick pumps of the bulb. The ends of your fingers tingle numbly as the cuff constricts. That's probably not be right. I'm going to die. I don't know. I don't see doctors often. I hear that one a lot. But I get it. This country doesn't exactly make it easy for people to keep up with their health. I'm glad we caught it at least. Better for you to know now. Better for you to know. The pressure on your arm finally releases. Blood rushes back into your fingertips. Your blood pressure is definitely higher than I would expect for someone of your age. It's not in what I would call a safe range, but it can be managed. Let me know if you feel any pain. The doctor leans over you. Using her forefinger to prod your abdomen, she steadies you with a gentle hand on your shoulder. Hurt my abs looking not bad, right? Exam is depressing. Are we almost done? That was my day. I really appreciate you looking out for me, Doc. Hurt my abs looking not bad. I can't say I notice. I'm not just palpating you for fun. It's my job and I take it seriously. I'd like to check out your lungs. Can you breathe into this for me? Make sure you keep a tight seal on it. Place the mouthpiece against your lips. Now blow out hard and keep going until you're out of air, okay? You do your best. You can tell it's a pitiful attempt. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'd expected given everything else. Again, I don't have data from before, but judging by your age and what I'm able to tell from a quick once-over, it's looking like you're the equivalent of 15, 20 years older. And not a good 15 or 20 years. But let's see what your blood work has to say about that. He goes into a drawer and retrieves a needle. I hate no needles. Oh, you're finally gonna poison me like you poisoned your son. You're gonna feed my blood to your vampire son. Am I gonna wind up some research game pig now? Are you gonna write papers about me? I don't know, you're not gonna poison me. Okay, Doc, stick me with it. Barely feel it, I promise. She inserts the needle. She was wrong, you definitely feel it. But it doesn't last long. The needle slides back out quickly. She puts a cotton ball on the tiny hole in your skin, placing a band-aid over the top to seal in your vital juices. There, see, that's all we had to do. Not bad at all. Alright, that's all we could do for now. I'll make sure to notify you when I get the results and I'll send them to your GP. You do have a regular doctor back home, right? Of course I do. Doctors are too expensive. I don't have health insurance. I don't trust doctors. Say nothing. Soldiers are too expensive. I get it. This country isn't kind. We should try and find a way to make something work. Even getting insurance off the marketplace is better than nothing, especially since you're... She glanced at your newly aged face. Probably going to want to start getting regular checkups. You're free to go. You know how to find the door. She starts busying herself with cleaning up her equipment. She'll be distracted at least for a few minutes. Antagonistic doctor roleplay. Good, your appointment is done, and you're free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You've been caught by the pull of the object and overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. The lights click on, you're in the morgue. Umi Hazakinu? Umi Hazakinu? He squints, seemingly unsure whether you're the same person he met yesterday. What are you doing in the morgue? Hi. Vampire! You haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. Glad you died and she Frankenstein you back to life. Am I interrupting something? Okay, I have to ask. Are you human? She killed you. Doing in the morgue. I'm just gonna pretend I never saw this. No, of course, it's talking about Stella first. You haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. I haven't... Did you think you'd find her in the morgue? His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pull. You touch the wall, it feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder for a moment. The thing on the other side of the blank wall, white wall loosens its pull on you. You kinda look possessed for a second there. You good? No. Make him understand. White wall. Need see thing, but will wall stand in way. Inside, there's some kind of magnet shit going on, man. It's telling me I need to get behind the wall. There's a stone carving on the other side of the wall, and I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the dock out of your hair. It should take 2 seconds. Get the dock out of our hair? Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway. Use what you got to get what you need, no shame in that. Doesn't that make her worry about you even more? While manipulating her. Using your illness class, so you say nothing. Saying nothing. It's hard. Does it make sense based off of everything that you kind of goes through? Even though it's not good to manipulate. Granted, there's good and bad manipulation. Like if you try to manipulate somebody to start exercising more, then that's often good. Because you're at least trying to get them to be healthier. But it could also be bad because you're not at least taking their opinions into account. It's a very difficult kind of situation. The manipulation is often case bad because it's for your own betterment and not for the sake of somebody else. It's a pain. Because otherwise I would have gone for number 2. Use what you got to get what you need to. No shame in that. But ethically, in my opinion, that's where kind of a problem occurs, you know? The best I could say is say nothing. Sounds great. Lead the way. Yes, I will destroy the wall. Yes, please. Axe now. Yes, please. Axe now. Wow, you are super desperate about this wall. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with a characteristically pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for the effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom? He calls gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I just picked some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It works! The theatric grasp had left his voice, excitement raising in its place. Come on up. We won't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious. Wherever it is, though, I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family's name on them. The files. Reese stops in the doorway, turning in to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Berline's cause of death, sleep apnea, discovered by her daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. Said you could read any of this. Definitely gonna make fun of her for this later. That was forbidden knowledge. I think it's pretty. Edward Dean's death. Edward Dean Scarlet, born April 9, 1913, died February 12, 2003, age 89. Cause of death, heart failure, signed by her granddaughter Pearline Scarlet. Pretty normal, almost made it to 90, died of a normal old person illness. Enoch's death. Enoch Scarlet, born September 9th, 1887, died August 20th, 1957, age 69. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs sustain impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. Or other certificates. If I quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24th, 1890 and died 1918. Age 28, cause of death, crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered, signed by his brother Enoch Scarlet. Joseph Scarlet, born April 1914, died June 7, 1944. Lou Scarlet, born August 1920, died June 6, 1944. So two of them died in the same year. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. Those must have been Edward Dean's brothers. Certificate of fetal death, infant boy Andrew Charles Scarlet, delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth mother Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth, no doctor present, home burial. Alexandra Scarlet, born December 12th, 1947, died August 20th, 1957. Age 9, missing, presumed dead, signed by mother Edwardine Scarlet. Alexandra, the owner of the dolls, so she went missing? Mary Bell Scarlet, born September 3rd, 1946, died October 30th, 1963, age 17. Cause of death, complications during childbirth, signed by her mother Edwardine Scarlet. Wow, that's a lot of kids to outlive. Reese's eyes flick up to the doorway, and a second later you hear the sound of the front door handle being turned. His hand is on your shoulder before you even register what's happening, and you're pushed back and out of view of the front door. Shit, we're not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide. He hurries to the closet door, motioning you inside. You slip past him and squish yourself into what little space is available in the nearly full closet. Reese is close on your heels. Let him in. You let him in. Together, you listen as the doctor makes her way to some room deeper into the clinic. In the silence of the tiny closet, every breath seemed so loud, as if you could expect Dr. Kelly to hear from wherever she was across the house. We'd better wait a second, just in case. I wait for the danger to pass. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear your breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards, broadcasting your location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. The footsteps return, they get louder, approaching the open office door, and then they stop. Much to your relief, she opens another door, leaving the main clinic. We're in the clear. We're in the clear. We probably only got a minute or two until she comes back, so let's make it count. The medical supply room is probably our best bet. If any other room in the clinic is likely to have a fire axe, it's probably a room full of chemicals. This way. He motions you down a hallway, slipping through the slightly ajar door of what you assume to be the supply room. Yes, there it is. Keys. Here we go. He rushes over to the cabinet that contains a bright red axe, pulling the glass door open. Your axe. Keen eye. A splash of brown catches your eye. There's a small sprig of what almost looks like fury berries with a wide 8-pronged leaf attached at the base. The end of the sprig is leaking sap onto the countertop. It's fresh. Now we can... Reese stops mid-sentence as he knows he's staring at the plant. He stoops to pick it up. Does she make her own medicine? He puts it down, but not before breaking off a berry and sliding it onto his pocket. I don't think she's allowed to do that. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just for storing stuff she orders for patients from a pharmacist in Brevard. Why would she be making her own? Before you can answer, the two of you hear something in the distance and turn to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on, if we hurry, we can get you back downstairs. I'll run interference. Go downstairs, quick! You can hear her approaching now, floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. You follow Reese's instructions, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right. We did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge. But there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speaker, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. You at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese's descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey. Well, now yes? Well. Let's do this. May I make the first blow? Listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down. Warn you, something spooky might happen when we break down the wall. Reese smiles. Good, I feel like I've been missing out lately. Stop asking questions, it's time to see what's on the other side of the wall. Well, now, yes? Well. Let's do this. And make the first blow. Let's do this. Have at it. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically swinging down the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There is some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy shit. The splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the gravel-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. A entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. His voice sounded distant. Your self-focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the fall wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay? You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I want to talk to the witch. Oh, witch? But that's nonsense. It's alright. It's all sorted. We're taking you home today and everything will be resolved by this time next week. That smile, though. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? Wait, nothing spooky happened? The mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghosts? How did I get here? Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? He didn't call an ambulance when I was seizing. I had a vision. Wait, nothing spooky happened? The mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghosts? No, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. No problem. Just figure you'd rather wake up in a bed than the musty hallway or the morgue. Did Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come to in the morgue. On ambulance when I was seeing it, I had a vision. Like a hallucination? I have those sometimes too. I used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong or my neck would seem too long or the room would feel smaller. I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. I think these are visions of things that actually happened. Whatever these visions are, they're making me suspicious of my family. These carvings are clearly drilled in some big gas pocket. He keeps giving me seizures and hallucinations. Warning me about something. My family has dark secrets. Yep. Oh. An old family like yours? I believe it. Hopefully that's all ancient history, though. Okay, going stuff is missing and Stone here finally stopped yelling at me. So what now? I think Dr. Kelly should look me over. These seizures can't be good for me. Should probably get going. Stuff is missing and the Stone here finally stopped yelling at me. That might be a little tricky. The doc is on the warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine. She's not happy about it. But after I looked this up, there was no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. You blocked your door? I don't get why your mom would poison you, though. I want to be down here. I want to leave. Maybe let's find a distraction until it's safe to leave. How are we supposed to pass the time until it's safe to leave? I don't get why your mom would poison you, though. I don't know. But the internet says that this is castor bead. It's used to make ricin, the super deadly poison that causes some of my exact symptoms. and death usually. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. This is really bad. How are you not dead? The evidence, you should be able to go to the cops, maybe not the local cops, but a cops. Well, we should get out of the bathing suit. The evidence, you should be able to cops, maybe not the local cops. A cops. I do have the castor bean from the pharmacy, but I'd still have to prove where I got it from, and that she used it to poison me. It's possible the cops might just think I'd snapped. It turned out even worse for me. I don't think the doc would hesitate to have me committed if it mean she could keep her hold on me. This is really bad. How are you not dead? I don't know. Maybe it's low enough doses, or maybe I developed a tolerance? But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough proof that she was keeping me sick. I don't even need solid evidence. No matter what, we should get out of this basement soon. Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Kanika, and she's not answering her phone. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here. You can stay with me if you want, at least until you get on your feet. Stay with me if you want. Figure it out together. One step at a time. Let's just start by waiting out your mom and getting out of here. In that situation, it's like you could stay with me, but at least until you get on their feet is usually what I would go for. But one step at a time, let's just start by waiting off. It's always a good idea, because you never know what's going to happen in the future or what you're going to be available for. I don't know him enough to actually be able to offer fully, so it's better to take time to understand who this person is, instead of making a huge promise like that right off the bat, in my opinion. One step at a time, let's start by waiting out your mom and getting out of here. You shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now. Can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror for the rest of my life. We'll see if we can wait her out. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposedly shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume it was just yet another way to keep me boxed in. But we can try to break them anyways. A distraction seems like a good idea, as you can probably tell. I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. Could always draw me. Please show me a showing your Shi no Chi, dead blood, whatever it is. You do to kill temporarily something that'll help me ignore my mounting anxiety. I'm chilling with it, whatever. I believe you owe me a showing of Shi no Chi, death blood. I believe I do. Jace gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to this sort of thing I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread is managing to build its palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time. That with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course, the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs has been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back into the narrative adds a lot of realism. And the depth of the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out. Like watch movies with another person. Or talk to people, ever. You can hear the different sin energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Glad you'll be able to have a social life and happy to be part of it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves first. We need to get out of the thing. I'm watching a movie. I'm glad you'll be having a social life and happy to be part of it. He smiles to himself. It's still hard to imagine, hard to believe after all these years alone that that's going to be my reality. The man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera. Trailing off into wordless scream, the plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible! Cosmic horror in the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now. What with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. Scary, you should hold me. I think the movie's too chill for you right now. Maybe we should just figure out how to leave. Reese, are you feeling okay? I think it's better to get going. Better get going. Geez, are you feeling okay? I'm just jittery. I've had a really weird day, and I think being down here is making me anxious. I'm all hopped up on adrenaline. Maybe waiting out the dock is a bad idea. The longer we wait, the more likely it is that she'll figure out that we're onto her, and it would be easy for her to lock me up again and be thorough about it this time. There's a knock on the window. Hazuki, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice, I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without another word, Rain starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof window. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if you get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. What do you mean? Wayne isn't going to hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. Why do you call you that thing? Being weird, man. I need you protecting me. I think you might be overreacting. What do you mean? Wayne isn't going to hurt you. He hasn't hurt. Well, I mean, he killed the thing. Being weird, man. I don't need you to protect me. You're being kind of weird, man. I don't need you to protect me. That's only because you don't know what kind of danger you're in. I know what it's like to have my life stolen by someone else. It destroys you in every way. But I'm not weak anymore. No more cowering. If someone tries to hurt me, I should hurt them back. And I can do the same for you, Mihazuki. No, we're in this together. The window shatters. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases as ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off and Wayne along with it. If I run, I don't think I'll be able to. Staying in place, I don't think is a great idea either. Shit. Alright, run. You've seen enough to know you need to leave. You run up the stairs. The door is blocked by the chair. And then it's blocked by something else too. Run back downstairs. You run back down to the basement. The remainder of Reese's paintings await their artist's command. It's okay. You stay right there. I can't take care of this. Then she won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. I'll be right back. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations. Call down and stuff for help. And warn Dr. Kelly. You're not sure who to help. Best to follow Reese and see how things play out. And leave. Wait for Reese in the basement. Trying to warn Dr. Kelly. You make your way to the door that beckoned to you yesterday, all intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stones that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallways leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there's a monster, preparing to do something unthinkable. Open the door. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck! Oh shoot, don't tell me what to do. Don't. Duck. You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud, there's only a pop as a projectile leaves the barrel whizzing through the air. You turn to see a dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls the tranquilizer dart out from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that, you... How did you... As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between the cracks in the wood. Reese's panic, pulling in a mob of ferocious creatures to hold his enemy in place. The artist darts away, but his creations continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway as Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. He tried to help me, not being safe about it, but I know he's going to a nearby room. Oh. After Dr. Kelly. You run forward, braving the onslaught of Reese's creations, dodging them as best as you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The door in front of you is smothered in pain. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice cackles out of some unseen speaker. You, Ubi Hasakinu! I'm stuck in the safe room. I can help you from here, but you can't help the... I can't help you from here, but you can't help the both of us. Right, what's going on? What the hell is your son, Mom? I'm sure Wayne can't help this. I'm not helping you. You're poisoning him. You deserve to pay your rights. Once you can keep poisoning him forever. You survive. What is going on? I think you could probably put that together. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. Head to the medical storage room. Turn back around and head to the medical storage room. I'm here. Great, now listen to me. I need you to use the black tape key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled Carfentanil. Their tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it anymore. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good, you should hear this. Umi Hazakinu, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not gonna hurt anybody else, just her. If I don't, I both know she's just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizer. Did you hear that right? And you shoved me back down in that basement or maybe someplace even worse. And keep killing me every day. For the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now. Better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous anymore. She's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. Here's a point, Doc. I'm not going to let you kill someone, Reese. Can you two just get along? I don't feel like I should get in the middle of this. I just want to go home. Reese said, sorry, Dr. Kelly. Wayne, help me out. Can you two just get along? I'm not going to let you kill someone, Reese. I'm not gonna let you kill someone, Reese. Why not? She wasn't afraid I might die. Does she know these tranquilizers aren't trying to kill me? Does she care? Trust me, Reese. I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance. And you decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist. Don't try to spin it like some kind of crime of passion now that the consequences are staring you in the face. Enough. Reese cries out in pain. Ow, what the hell did you do my shoulder? You see, for the briefest instant, something coming out of Wayne's sleeve. Just a flash of pale yellow, then it's gone, slipping back into Wayne's clothes. I'll handle it. Just try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. Or grab the tranquilizer. You do as you said. Tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman. Head to the safe room. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the mass of paint, sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I could keep it open for so long. You slip past into her safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears manages to slip past her. She stomps on it, painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. It sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before it gets here. You walk me to the door after my exam earlier. You must have known I might have gone looking for something. Why didn't you make me leave? Stop Reese, what's the game plan, both short and long? She sighs. There's something about keeping a secret for so long. It makes you paranoid. It makes you do things you know are objectively wrong just to maintain the illusion of your life. It isolates you. At some point, you just don't want to be alone anymore, whether you realize it or not. So you get sloppy. You leave things around you shouldn't, because that destructive little part of you wants to test the limits of how obvious you can be before someone is able to put two and two together. I'm not blind. I can see the things that are happening in Scarlet Hollow. Unusual things. I guess subconsciously I must have decided if there was ever a time to let someone else in, it would be now. Let's talk Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. How did you not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, but I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages, so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes and a few extra. Thick nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now, just a couple of inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared he could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off or maybe a hallucination. But the second time it wasn't as subtle, and didn't really go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise. Was his dad similar? A strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis demons episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. But then all of a sudden my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. Now do you know he's... Oh. The relationship between you seems so difficult. Yeah, you could say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready, but he made me love being a mom. Not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever. No matter what, kids grow up, and they change, sometimes for the worse. This is part of being a mom too. Doing what you can to make sure the child you bought, the world is going to go around eating people. What is he? At first I thought it was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything, so it doesn't do shit to him. And you've seen what he looks like, it's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seemed pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery. Why did you start poisoning him? Dr. Kelly sighs. Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving him poison was not me poisoning him. I was medicating his illness. It started when he was around 15. I'd say giving him increasingly high doses of clonopin, but his body kept adapting and his symptoms would come back, especially if we've ever fought. I couldn't keep ordering all those drugs. It was already suspicious, and I could risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution, and I took it. And I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since. Approached you, and what did they say? Dr. Kelly gives you a long, hard look. I don't want to talk about that woman. But screw it, I might die tonight. Sure, I'll tell you. It was... And that's all I have to say about that. How do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number one. And it's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad, but every now and then when we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. I imagine if this happens any time he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with millions of teeth and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. He's indeed a menace to society. That doesn't mean he's dangerous. I mean, you are the biggest threat to him. Just kill him. He's been kind to me. You're doing it difficult, but it's necessary. Don't you think it might be a self-fulfilling prophecy? I can fix him! Don't you think it might be a self-fulfilling prophecy? Oh, don't preach to me. If he was a sweet kid most of the time, absolutely. And Ted Bundy was sweet to the people he picked off the side of the road. I mean, he can't go ahead and slaughter them anyway. I know what my son is capable of, so it's my job to make sure he doesn't hurt anybody. Even at that. What is this room? What's the game plan, both short and long term? While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all of this shit out loud. What's the game plan, both short and long term? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers and allow him in here, and I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. And if you can't, kill him, sorry, kill him. There has to be some other ways. It's just going to make him feel trapped. It sure is, especially since I will have to isolate him even more now that he knows what's going on. He is going to hate me. But you gotta work with what you've been given. What I've been given is an ethical dilemma, where I either let my son kill me, bring him to go out and kill others, or imprison him for the rest of his life and force feed him poison to keep him controllable. Or the third option, kill him. I've decided which outcome I can live with. What is this room? The x-ray room. Lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote control locks. Glad it finally came in handy. Just has to wait for Reese. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, this might be the game time. Get those drinks ready. We have to get this door open before he crosses the hallway. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare into the hallway. Is this what you were so afraid of? And over the tranquilizers, this is our shot. Sorry, Reese. Yeah, and Dr. Kelly, the tranquilizer dart. Dr. Kelly quickly loads them into her gun, leveling the barrel at her son. Oh, Miyazakino, I thought we were in this together. Thank God. Dr. Kelly sighs heavily, staring down at the warped figure of her son. I can drag him into the safe room on my own. I'll meet you at the front when I'm done. Leave her to it. You return to the entrance of the clinic. Everything is quiet now. Only streaks of paint where Reese's minions had once rolled out of the cracks in the wood. I hope you understand that this needs to stay between us. I don't care how much you feel like you need to share what just happened with other people. The more people know about this, the more trouble it is for me and for him. I don't need any more well-intentioned escape plans. I come visit him. Do you think you'll let any of his vans on this? It's done. Your basement, just thought you would know. Also, you bust a hole in the wall down there. You know, we could be in this together, Doc. You don't have to be alone anymore. I'm weak. So guilty. I'm sorry. I came here. I feel like this is all my fault, poor Reese. Be better for everyone, Reese included. It stuck it low and poisoning the tiny key to the noise will have to help. I think I start with the guy. You think he'll let any of his friends in on this? He gives a sigh. I'll have to think about it. We'd run the risk of one of them trying to break him out, but if he's stuck in a windowless room with no interact and no friends, that's a one-way ticket to insanity. And I'd have an insane monster on my hand. Stella in particular would be a problem. That girl never knows how to mind her own business or follow other people's rules. And she would have absolute no fear of what might happen if he was cut loose. Mika, I might consider. She's got a bit of a bleeding heart and pretty inflexible morals, which could be a problem. On the other hand, I don't know how well she would keep a secret. And if Stella found out, that then Kanika could probably be convinced to do a jailbreak, and then it'd all blow up in my face. You can't probably tell I put a lot of thought into this. It's the same calculation I've been doing for years, debating whether or not I could be fully upfront with any of them instead of just pushing them away, hoping they didn't notice what was really going on. She sighs again. Maybe I'll get him a kitten or something, like they did for Coco the gorilla. Might as well give him a tire swing while I'm at it, some enrichment for his enclosure. I hate that I have to do this to him. Can I come visit him? As long as you don't bring anyone else along, yes, that would probably be good for him. Can't promise he will want to see you or that he won't have some harsh words if he does, but I don't want him to be entirely isolated. There's a magic stone in your basement, just thought you would know also. Plus, we busted a hole in the wall together down there. Okay, thanks for the heads up, I guess. No need to kill him, nope. I have to go to think I was starting to like the guy. I came here feeling to my fault, feels so guilty. Poor Reese. Poor Reese. I almost wish he was more like a werewolf, transforms on a predictable schedule. He's aware of himself when he does. It would make all of this a lot easier. It's set out to stare him in the eye while I turn the key, knowing that every time I do, I'm driving him further and further away from me. As much as I'd love to stand around chatting, I have to get to work. Gotta clean the place as best as I can before tomorrow. You should probably head home. It's dark. I'm sure your cousin is worried about you. Hug her. You put your arms out for a hug. No offense, but I'm not a hugger. You later, Umi Hazakinu. Your family escorts you to the door. It closes behind you. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic almost feels like a dream. And now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. Go home. It's time to go home. But before you get very far, you're interrupted by the sound of panting and the telltale jingling of dog tags. It's a militia. They poured out of the woods to stand before you on the road. You were looking for Gretchen, weren't you? We found her and her person. They're by the side of the road a little ways through the woods. They're both fine, but the human wouldn't leave when we tried to make her. But Gretchen insisted on sticking by her side. We'll have to take you to them. Hopefully you can use your people's words to get them to go to someplace safe. The woods are crawling with those awful creatures. It's not safe anymore. Not even for a human. They're very, very good dogs. Lead the way. Oh wait, I'm tired. She's not my response. She's safe. Then I'll let her. You're walking home. Follow the dogs. You are very, very good dogs. Lead the way. Yes, we are good dogs. Hear that, Scraps? I'm not in it for the accolades, Jay-Z. I just do it to help those who need it. You let the dog lead you into the wilderness, following on their heels as they take you to Stella's Hardaway. Before long, the trees thin and you find yourself on a steep hill by a two-lane road lined on one side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. And there they are. Keep them safe. Be seeing you, speaker. You sit on the log beside Stella. Umi Hazakina? That ghost really did a number on you. Don't look that bad. I thought I was kind of distinguished. Don't look that bad. I thought I was kind of distinguished. You look extremely distinguished. I was just surprised is all. Now, do I want her to talk? The difficulty, because I want to save it, because There's no guarantee she's gonna open up, but I mean, so I'm hoping still opens up. Come on, let's just get back to town. I know that, Stretch. That's the time to go home, Stretch. Thank the Lord. I'll be sleeping in my own bed tonight. Thank you, Mihazaki, for talking sense into this girl. Wait, before we go, I should tell you about what happened today. She doesn't need her to hear about tonight. Keep the events that transpired at the clinic to yourself, at least for now. Stella scoops Gretchen up in her arms, and the three of you walk back to the town in silence. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating into her house. Time for you to get home, too. He appears as if out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what at first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realize it's paint. Evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk with you. Thank God you're okay. I was worried during my set behind you. Thanks, I appreciate the company. Thanks, I appreciate the company. Shall we? Wayne walks just ahead of you in near complete silence. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly, I wasn't sure, but now I know. And thanks for looking out for me tonight. Anytime you find yourself in danger, I'll be there for you. I will always be there for you. Flirt with Wayne. Glad you're okay. I was worried, Reese. Why are you following me around? And why not Stella or Kenneth or Sybil, or why not Tabitha? Because you're special. You want me to say it this way? But why am I so special? You simply are. Do not you not feel the ties that bind us? They are unbreakable. Might have done something. So you wanted me to stay at the state? Aren't you going to lecture me? You are free to mark your own decisions, and those decisions have been made. I know that something pulls you at you, and now that it started, I know you cannot stop until your task is finished. I'll keep you safe while you do what you must. You don't need to keep coming up with new topics of conversation to fill the silence. You're tired, it's been a long night, you should rest. Wayne remained silent for the rest of the journey back to the state. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around, too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you, and you might be surprised by what you find. Until then, sleep well. He disappears into the underbrush. Go home. The estate feels empty. Wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Go to bed. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming. A sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese trapped in that tiny windowless room. While his greatest fears realized, his body no longer his own, but you stopped him from killing Dr. Kelly. The world, at least for now, is protected from him. And then you think of nothing. This is the end of Chapter 4, Episode 4. Episode 5 will release later this year. Follow us on social media to stay up to date on the rest of Scarlet Hollow's development. So, congratulations for finishing all of the episodes that are currently available in game. You've unlocked Hardcore Mode. Hardcore Mode allows you to select 3 traits at a character creation, but you'll no longer be able to use your traits to avoid the consequences of major decisions. This penalty only applies to Hardcore Mode runs. Have fun if you dare. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 5, please save your game now. Honestly, I mean, visual novel kind of games are always kind of interesting because they, I mean, the way that people are creative is always something that's always nice to see. But I mean, kind of like with, I forgot his name, but the one that made To the Moon, Black Tabby, was it Black Cat Tabby? No, Tabby Black Cat Games do really good or interesting work in regards to playing with narrative and dealing with this whole what's it called, Cthulhian horror, or I forgot what it was called already. You know, the horror of like Cthulhu or like any of that freaking thing that I cannot remember the name. But to have a history that is hidden, to try to rationalize everything with what is going on, whether it is basically just a story of a past that kind of starts influencing the way that you see things, maybe a more of a mind break situation where your reality and your perspective just changes completely, or if it's actually just what is it called again? Cthulhian horror. I don't know. I cannot remember the name. What is it called? Cosmic horror. What? Is it cosmic horror? Probably just cosmic horror, huh? Yeah, cosmic horror makes most sense. I don't know. I couldn't come up with the name. Regardless, but it just reminded me of like the old what's called Goosebump books, where it's always like they had the specific choose your own adventure and you go flip back and stuff like that. It's always interesting to see what your choices kind of lead to. I already played Slay the Princess, so I can't really say that I would be playing a blind run of it, but the choices that I ended up making was something that I felt like I was very proud of, kind of like I was right here. I'm curious about the other options too, but it's like it's always interesting to see what exactly your perspective on things in a story created by somebody else, what the outcomes would be. Like the fact that I decided to have my characters sacrifice themselves instead of Tabitha is always one of those things that you learn from. Like, take care of yourself before you take care of others. But that's always something that's been hard to kind of think about or put into practice, because if somebody else is having a miserable life, then I know for me, or miserable life, if somebody's having a miserable time, if they're dealing with issues that it feels like there's no escape from, it's easier to put yourself into their shoes and try to support them, even if some people take advantage of it, than it is not to. Because, and maybe this is just the way that I see things, it's wanting to be empathetic towards people, because everybody has good within them. In my perspective, there is, like, they could have good intentions, they could have a good, not consequences, but they could benefit people somehow. And that's just as long as we're able to kind of come up with the idea of camaraderie, come up with the idea of supporting, loving one another, that kind of unity that I feel has been lost a lot because of all the separation of religion, separation of political parties or whatever. The ego is always going to be an issue. But it's always been nice to just see people kind of come together and support one another. But I know that it always comes with the consequence of people that either have suffered too much or maybe that decide to push themselves, put themselves first, that ends up breaking the spirits of those that want to see things for the better, that want to change things for the better, that want to support people that are suffering for the at the end of the day. So in this kind of story, it's nice to have that kind of journey to try to see how your outcomes are going to affect other people or other characters. At least in the perspective of somebody else. And also recognizing that it's not always going to be a good outcome. The fact that Reese is now going to be locked forever inside one single room is not the best outcome. But like the beginning of the game says, you cannot save everybody. In this regard, like if he gets frustrated, if he gets mad, yes, there's a chance that he can control himself, and he's only been going to be mad at his mom because she was controlling him and not being honest with him. Or maybe not even, like, maybe she was trying to be honest with him, but she didn't try to find a solution with him. She basically had a solution that she thought was right and was enforcing it on him, which is not right. So that's the main regret that I would have in regards to that choice. But to have somebody get down to the point of wanting to commit murder because they were not happy when the other person has shown that they're not trying to kill them, it's tough because, yeah, like he was suffering a lot though. Even though if he didn't die, he was suffering a lot. And he was still being limited with his friends. So was she being a toxic mom, a helicopter mom, a mom that really did care, but she put her fears above everything else? And isn't that wrong? Or was she a mom that was protective because she had so much experience with him already that she couldn't find any other solution? And even if she tried to talk to him about it, there are some kids that just won't understand in general, and they would just kind of be egocentric in a sense. And it's hard to tell because we don't know enough about this character to know for sure. But yeah, I mean, I do love the story, and I think I'm probably going to try it on my own to try to see what other possibilities there are, or maybe even watch other people play this because I'm curious how other people would make choices. So my God, my brain is limited with how much I want to actually watch and stuff. But anyways, that's just me rambling now. Me just talking about things. Regardless, as usual, since this is still a recording, I should end the recording now. I should really start learning to post YouTube videos. So hopefully I do get around to doing that. I'm very lazy though. So the day will come, but probably not anytime soon. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But to those that end up watching this video, to those that spent all this time going along with the video, well, I thank you very, very much for keeping me company on this journey of exploring the town of Scarlet Hollow. Thank you very much for being with me as I made the choices. I hope when the next episodes come out that I'll be able to go along and continue on this series so we can figure out what the end result is. But for now, and until I stream again, which might be this weekend, or I might not be until next week, who knows? I do want to wish you all a wonderful night. I hope you're able to have an amazing day, that you're able to have a good amount of rest, that you're able to accomplish anything that you want to accomplish. and that you keep growing into the person that you want to be. Because as I feel, everyone has the potential to change the world and to make somebody's life a lot better, and that includes your own. So practice self-love if you can, or yeah, if you can. Know that it's okay to be sad sometimes, to be frustrated. Um, just keep doing your best every single day, even if it's 20% or 30%, whatever. Just know that it's okay. Um, Again, I wish you all a wonderful night. Make sure we mark our path um, by being the best version of the person that you want to be, that you can be. Have a good night. But technically, I should have probably had that as a sign off for Twitch as well, for just recording in general. I did want to put music, but you know what? I'm just going to go to bed. So, to those watching until here right now as well on Twitch or on YouTube, thank you very much for spending time with me. It was very nice to be here. Thank you for just being in this journey with me. And I wish you all have a good night. Sleep well, sweet dreams. Basically, everything that I mentioned at the end of the recording. Yeah. And I'll see you all